Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am going over the top 5 best class setups to use in Warzone at this very moment. Now, roughly a month ago we had a huge update that they claimed nerfed a bunch of guns, when in reality it kind of just made a lot of guns a lot stronger. But we're going to be covering over all those weapons and what to use. Also, if this video helps you in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing. It does help me more than you guys know. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. So to start off, we're using the M13 with a secondary of the MP5. Along with that, I run EOD, Overkill, and Amped. EOD helps with explosives, Overkill so that we can use that secondary, and Amped so that we can switch weapons even faster. Now, I always use those perks, and then the C4 and heartbeat sensor in Warzone, I literally never change them unless I run a flash grenade instead of the heartbeat sensor, but other than that, it always stays the same. So highly recommended. But this M13 class setup literally has 0 recoil. It is absurd. First, we're using the monolithic suppressor. I use this on a lot of my weapons. This helps with your sound suppression and damage range, which is extremely important in Warzone. And then the Tempest marksman rifle helps with damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. You'll notice a pattern that I'm trying to increase the range and increase recoil throughout all of my weapons. And of course, that's what we're seeing here. Next, I use the GI Mini Reflex. I know I used to use a lot the Merc Thermal Optic. That's also a really good choice, up to you. Next, I run the Commando Foregrip, helps with recoil, and then the 50 round mags. A lot of people go all the way to 60 rounds, but I find that 50 rounds is enough for me, and it doesn't slow me down as much as 60 rounds does. Next, for my secondary, I'm using the MP5. First, for my barrel, I run the monolithic integral suppressor. Now, use this one. Do not use subsonic. Do not. This is gonna decrease your range by 40%. 40%, and that's not what you want to do in Warzone. So although it has a ton of perks, don't do it. Again, this is going to help with that sound suppression and bullet velocity, extremely important. And then I run the tac laser so that I can get my gun up even faster. Next, I run the Merc foregrip. A lot of people run the Commando foregrip, but recently someone found out that running the Merc foregrip actually makes you move even faster. There's a glitch with the attachment. So I've been running this instead of Commando foregrip. Until that is fixed, I will be running Commando foregrip. Next, I'm running the 45 round mags. Extremely important with killing teams. The less that you have to reload, the better. Last but not least, I run the stippled grip tape. This is going to help you get your weapon up fast. Next, for my second class setup, I'm using the MP7. You're going to see a lot of the MP5 and the MP7, both extremely good SMGs, the best SMGs in which you can use for secondaries too. Again, you'll see a lot of that. The MP7, I'm running the monolithic suppressor. Again, that sound suppression and damage range, very important. Then I run the FSS Recon. This is going to help with damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. You are losing a little bit of your aim down sight speed, but that's when that tac laser comes into handy. That aim down sight speed is raised right back up. Next, again, with that 50 round mags, I'm not running the 60 round mags, and then the stipple grip tape to get your gun up even faster. Once again, I must stress that it is extremely important to put attachments on to help with that damage range, recoil control, and getting your weapon up fast. That is all very important in Warzone and even multiplayer, so I'd recommend looking at those if you're switching anything around. Now, my favorite sniper to use is the HDR. Usually, for my muzzle, I would run the monolithic suppressor, but I don't have that unlocked right now, so I put on the tactical suppressor. Highly recommend running the monolithic suppressor though. For my barrel, I run the 26.9 inch HDR Pro. This is going to help a ton with that damage range. Again, I'm running the tac laser, get my weapon up faster, a variable zoom scope so that I can change how much I'm zooming in and out. Makes it a lot easier to hit further and closer range shots. And then the F-Tac Stalker Scout, which helps with that inbound sight speed. This is a deadly combo. All these combos are really deadly. highly recommended. Next, we're moving on to the M4A1 and the HDR. I'll just be going over the M4A1 since I literally just covered that HDR. Same attachments, same everything. A lot of people have strayed from using the M4 since that last patch update, but this is still an extremely powerful weapon. With this weapon, I'm running the monolithic suppressor, the stock M16 grenader, which helps kind of like the monolithic suppressor with that damage range and recoil control. And then the tac laser to get my weapon up faster. 50 round mags over that 60 round mags. Again, faster you can move, the better, but you still need those extra rounds. And then I'm running the stipple grip tape so that I can get my weapon up even faster. Next is my absolute favorite gun to use. It is so overpowered. It is absurd. And that is the FAL, or the FAL, however you want to say that, with the secondary, the MP7. The FAL, I'm running the monolithic suppressor. Again, you're seeing that a lot. Extremely important. The XRX marksman, which helps with that damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. This gun has a ton of recoil, so whatever you can do to decrease that recoil, extremely important. Next, I run the GI mini reflex. I've seen some people put on larger scopes. Again, maybe you can put on that Merc thermal optic, can be very helpful, but I'm running that GI mini reflex. And then I'm using the Merc foregrip. Again, like I mentioned, this does help you move faster, but this also helps a ton with that vertical recoil control. And that's the type of recoil that this gun has, is straight vertical. So highly recommended Merc foregrip over that Commando foregrip. Now, last but not least, this is something that I personally enjoy a lot more, and that's the burst attachment on the FAL. A lot of people don't use this. They'll take this off and run like the 24 or 30 round mags, but I love the burst attachment. It kills so extremely fast. I highly recommend it, especially for multiplayer. I know that we're not talking about that, but taking this class setup out, whew, you're gonna piss some people off. I love it. Now, again, we have already talked about the MP7, so I'm not going to go over that again. Don't want to drag this video out too long. But last but not least is the Grau 5.56. Now, this is another weapon that supposedly got a nerf, but still very overpowered. Still one of the top used weapons. First, we're putting on that monolithic suppressor once again, and the Tempest 26.4-inch Archangel barrel. This is going to be for damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. You're losing a little bit of your aim down sight speed, but again, that's where that tac laser comes in to kind of reverse that. Next, I run the Commando foregrip to help with recoil. And then for this one, I actually do have the 60 round mags on. Again, usually I run the 50. I don't know why I have the 60 on this one. Either way works. If you want to move faster, use that 50 round mags. If you're okay with moving a little slower for that 10 extra bullets in your mag, definitely run the 60. Again, all of my attachments stay the same throughout every single class setup, unless you want to change the tactical out for the flash grenade. Whatever floats your boat. I mean, seriously, just use whatever. I guess you could also change out the perk 3 for shrapnel, get an extra C4. Also a really good idea, but I use amped just since I use so many primaries as a secondary. But these are my 5 class setups that I use all the time in Warzone. I usually don't stray outside of these 5 attachments, or sorry, these 5 class setups. So very important. With these class setups, you should be dominating a lot more. I really do hope that you guys do. If you use any other kind of class setups, make sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'm sure someone else will find it very useful. We're all family here. We're all trying to get good class setups. But anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I really hope that it has helped you in some way or another. Again, consider subscribing and liking the video if it has helped you, or if you've made it this far. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.